Let me have this arm through. Pulling this hip down. Oh. Wow. I have Matt here today. He's an artist here in New York City. What are some of the areas you want to work on?
Well, for me, I used to be a ski racer when I was young, so I have some pretty beat up knees that give me a lot of pain when I walk for too long. Like yesterday, they were just really achy, and I was at home all day, and they were just really bothering me. And then also, I have this shoulder. I can't rotate it without it crunching and popping.
Right shoulder. And is it both knees or just one?
Both knees.
Is there anything you could reproduce? Like if you go, yeah, when I bend down.
Oh, yeah.
So show me, and then as you're doing a point to it. Is it on the top of the knee?
It's usually like behind my knee, I feel like, kind of like right here.
All right, so we're going to look at tibia also on that.
And I always crack when I bend
All right,
down.
so I'm going to have you lie face down.
Sure.
And scoot down enough that your ankles hang off the edge of the table.
Okay.
Perfect. How many years were you pursuing skiing?
Well, I started on my team when I was 10, and then I stopped when I was 15. So I guess racing, I raced 5 years, but I learned how to ski when I was 3 years old.
Yeah, I've seen kids on the slopes before, and they're just like automatically, you see, like I'm struggling, and I see like a 5-year-old scooting down the mountain doing just fine without poles, right? They don't get poles to kids; they just learn without them.
Yep.
Did you ever have any big falls doing competition?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I broke my nose once, but I never got it fixed or anything.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna adjust into your pelvis on the left side, okay? So the pelvis kind of moved down. We call it a posterior inferior left ilium. It means that the top of the ilium comes back and it sinks down a little bit, creating kind of a tilt. So I'm gonna push it back up. I'm gonna tap the sits bone. Actually, I don't feel like I got it, so let me change the angle. Sacrotuberous ligament, the fossa of the ilium. I go back, look at the leg length. The leg length is balanced now. I bring it up to position 2. I'm curious about the knees, so I'm gonna just dive right into the knees. I'm pushing the left tibia forward, and I got a shortening pattern on your left leg immediately. So I'm gonna adjust your tibia from anterior to posterior and go back and recheck. So now I'm pushing forward and pulling back and twisting the knee a little bit, which I got another shortening pattern. So you had external rotation on that knee. So I do a correction on that, and now it's holding. I grab the fibula. I do valgus, varus, and I get a little bit on that way. So I get a little bit of a knock-kneed angle. So I'm going to take that out. So I'm going to come down to this IT band insertion. Do you feel how tender that is? Mm-hmm. And then I'm also going to come to this part of the tibia and then recheck my work. And it's holding. I'm going to grab the fibula and I'm going to pull it posterior and drag it superior a little bit just to see if that does anything. I'm going to compress the knee. I'm going to push on the patella, and the patella is holding, and that looks good. So I'm going to go to the right knee. The right knee, same thing. You have double bilateral anterior tibia at the tibial plateau. So I'm adjusting it from anterior to posterior. I'm going to do a rotational check on it. Actually, on this side, they're fine. I'm checking the fibula head, posterior, superior. I'm checking valgus, varus, strain, and this one's fine. So I find the right is not as complicated as the left. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but right now there was less to adjust on the right compared to the left. I'm curious to see what it feels like when you stand up. You feel this spot right there too? Mm-hmm. Little tight spot. Mm-hmm. I'm at L4 on the right. Turn your face left and right. Let me know which way it's harder to turn.
I guess to the left.
Okay, so we're gonna come back to that. Actually, I'll do something on it right now. So I'm gonna adjust there and there without picking your head up. Just turn and leave your head down and turn and leave your head down. Oh, sorry. That's why you did it, because it's hot in here. Is it easier to turn?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Which shoulder was it, the right or the
That's
left?
my right shoulder.
All right, so let's do that next. I'm gonna have you swim this arm. So swim it like you're just taking a long swim stroke. So reach up and swim it. Do 2 of those. 1, 2, and bring it back to neutral. Yeah, and then put it to the side of your body. And that made your leg go all wacky. You went, really short on the legs. So let's do a few things. Put this palm down. We're gonna check. When you put the palm down, it externally rotates your arm. And that's bad. So we're gonna fix that one. And you feel this horrible spot right there?
Yes.
Okay. Turn your palm down again. And that's good. Now turn your, lift this hand to the ceiling. And that means you have an anterior humerus. So I'm gonna adjust that like this. And now lift that arm to the ceiling again and put it back down. And then pull this elbow into the side of the body. Squeeze it in and then relax. And that flares the shoulder blade, but that looks good. Swim your arm one more time with this. Swim and bring it back and let it rest. And look, the legs stay even. So we're gonna do some manual stuff on that, but I already got it centered. He had an externally rotated humerus on the right. He had an anterior humerus at the top where the humerus was forward. So there was a rotational and a forward displacement. He might have more stuff. He could have a slight AC separation there from years ago, probably falls, skiing. But nothing horrible, just like I'm talking about a tiny displacement. Do you feel this in here?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a tight shoulder blade that goes with the shoulder. I'm gonna have you crawl to the top of the table. I'm gonna move this paper away. And so the first thing I'm gonna do is adjust in here. So take a big breath in and blow it out. Good. Lie on your side facing me this way, please. Do you feel all those pops?
Yeah.
Scoot towards me. Pull up the top knee. And even move closer. So closer, closer. This tucks behind, so it stays back there. Let me have this arm through. Pulling this hip down. Oh. Wow. Come to the other side. That was a huge one. So both legs straight and then peel up just the top one, the right one. This tucks like this. Let's get in real close on this one. Big breath in and blow it out. Wow. Lie on your back. Let's see, there's a little more up in the cervicals. Oh. Oh. Let this relax. Move closer to me. Sure. I'm just going to do a little bit more with that right. So you let this just flop up there. This arm comes down. I'm going to grab this shoulder like this. Oh. Whew. Now come stand up over here. Sure. Let's do 2 things. Bend down and see how your front of your knees are. Besides cracking, how's the pain?
It's good.
Good.
Yeah.
And how's that right shoulder doing?
Good.
All right.
Yeah, it sounds crunchy. Oh my gosh.
So come closer. Let's do a little bit more.
Sure.
Come this way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.